Hi guys, this is Sliver here, and in this video we're going to talk about how to farm runes in Diablo 4 Season 8. Now runes have been traditionally difficult to farm because they have a definitely low drop chance from even the highest tier bosses of the game, and crafting mythic uniques requires a lot of them, so there's always a very high demand. So the question is, how can you get your hands on those legendary runes if you don't want to pay hundreds of millions of gold on outside websites? Well, let's go. First of all, what you have to understand that farming runes is a two-step process. First, you farm for rare runes, and then you upgrade those runes into legendaries. This way, you have a much greater chance of getting the legendary runes than just farming forever. So first of all, you want to get your hands on as many rare runes as possible. Of course, it's not a problem if you get a legendary accidentally, but here in this first step, that's not your goal. Your goal is to get rare runes. How to get these rare runes? Well, they have multiple sources. First of all, they can drop from bosses. That's their main source. In addition to that, they can come from whisper caches, or they can come from the Kurast Undercity if you use the Tribute of Harmony. So for this step, for getting rare runes, I suggest naturally farming bosses when you farm bosses anyways, and I suggest using these Tributes of Harmonies on the Kurast Undercity to get runes from the last boss. By the way, these Tributes of Harmony drop from the pit with a decently low chance, so this is where you can get them. Unfortunately, both of these options will yield very limited amount of legendary runes, but that's not your goal. You want to have rare runes, as many of them as possible. And now comes step 2. Let's say you farmed a lot of rare runes using the previously mentioned methods. Maybe you've even got some legendary runes. Now all you have to do is to upgrade these rare runes into legendaries. Now how does this work? You have to go to the jeweler, and at the jeweler you will see that you have the option of turning any same 3 rare runes into another rare rune with an 85% chance, which would be pretty bad for us, but this process has a 15% chance of creating us a random legendary rune. This is what we want. So once again, at the jeweler, you can use 3 of the same rare runes in order to craft a random rare rune with 85% chance, but you have a 15% chance of this being upgraded into a random legendary rune. And this is why you farmed so many rare runes, so that you can use this craft as many times as possible, and out of 100 crafts, on average, you will get 15 random legendary runes. And this is the way that you can get legendary runes without paying millions for them in Diablo 4 Season 8. Of course, since the legendary runes that you get are random, it is very likely that you will get some runes that are not for you. However, you can sell those runes and you can buy the legendary runes that you actually desire with the gold that you get for them. If you found this video useful, then feel free to comment, like and subscribe. Thanks.